Alright, so welcome back everybody. I thought I would go ahead and walk you through my trade setups for tonight using the Ultimate Swing Trader. It's Thursday, April 23rd, and I'm just doing this in real time. I'm going to go ahead and place the setups as I see them. So on the pound US dollar, I know I've got this long trade right here that I'm going to go ahead and place as a buy at basically 1.4702, and I'll have my stop that I'll place, which is in this case it's going to be 1. What do we got there on the stop? Okay, it looks like 1.4599, and then of course you see I've got my three targets, 1.4803, 1.4905, and then my big stretch three times the risk target, 1.5007. So I'm going to go ahead and place that trade on the buy side, and then I'll also have the short trade, in this case at 1.4553. Now I know when I trade forex that the 50 level is a potential area of resistance, so I'm going to adjust that down a little bit to probably about 1.4548 or 1.4547 just to work around that key level, because again my potential profit target could be over 300 pips, so for me to make a 5 pip adjustment to work around the key level just makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to go ahead and now place these trades in my broker system. I've got obviously my exact buy, my potential scale out targets. I just need to make sure that I place those, because once I shut this down for the evening, I'm going to let it happen. Whatever happens overnight happens, and then in the morning when I'll resume the video, we'll see if the trade's triggered and how we manage the trade. But I like to look at some additional markets as well, because you can definitely trade more than one market. So let's move on to the next one. So here we have the Euro Yen, another market I like to trade. And let me just kind of move this line out of the way. So we had a setup happen earlier in the day, but we don't worry about the setups early in the day. We're only coming in, remember, once every 24 hours, trying to keep this simple, try to keep it to 10 minutes a day. And at this point, the market's right here, which you can see is kind of almost in the middle of this potential buy at 128.28, and the potential short at 127.21, which I might knock down to about 127.18 just to get around that 20 number. Again, just respecting the key levels. So I'm going to go ahead and place a short here. I'm going to place my buys here. Along with every trade that I place will have a fixed stop and target. So I'm going to have my stops that are going to be preset for me. In the case of my long trade, my stop's going to be at 127.62, and then of course I got my target 1, my target 2, my target 3. You don't have to go for all three targets if your account size or the way you use your leverage doesn't enable you to do that. We can go for just one of the targets and not scale out, or you of course can choose to scale out. So that's going to be the Euro Yen. So let's go. Alright, so welcome back. I went ahead and paused the video and obviously slept overnight, woke up here in the morning, and so let's take a look and catch you up on where we are. Let's start with the Euro Yen, since we just looked at that one. If you remember, last night we had about this time frame is where we were placing our trades. You remember we were going to go long at this 127.28 level, and then we had our short down below. You can see actually the short was, we can kind of scroll this back a bit to remember where the short was. It didn't trigger, but it was down at 127.21, so I think we said 127.18 or 19. We got down to 127.25, as you can see, so no trigger. The long then triggered overnight. The time on this was about 4 in the morning Eastern time, New York time. For me, that was about 1 in the morning, so I was asleep at that time. However, it triggered. I was able to set up everything in advance. Remember, I had my profit target set in advance as well. And you see the little setups here? We're ignoring these because these are new setups that happened during the really the overnight session. Remember, I'm not worried about new setups. I'm all working off of last night's settings. So my target 1 was 128.93, and my target 2 129.58, and my target 3 up here at 130.24. So that's what I have, and you can see the horizontal lines coming across show you that we did hit our first profit target, and actually not that long ago. Actually, when I was up here, had woken up, we just hit this target. And so for us, that picks up a nice target overall. Let's see what our value was again. I'll just scroll back real quick. I kind of had forgotten. About 65 pips on this first move. Now I'm holding an additional part of my position for the second target, which is up here. Not this one here, because remember that's the new one that we'll use in tonight's session, or the next morning. But target number 2 is 129.58. Now we haven't hit that as of yet. You can see we're trading live in real time, but we're getting there. We're about halfway. I don't know if it's going to make it or not. None of us really know. But the nice thing is I've got my profit target in. I don't need to do anything else. The only thing I needed to do this morning is, now that I hit this target and I see that, is to raise my stop up to the entry level to break even. So no matter what happens, if this goes down here, the balance of my trades out break even, but I already booked some profit. And the best thing to happen would be if we would get to this 2x level, because then we would have made twice as much as our risk on this part of the trade. If that happens, anything that I'm still holding, I would raise the stop again to this level to lock in profit to see if I can get the one more push up to the final level. So far so good. The euro yen's been really awesome all week. Very good performance. Just about every trade has been working, and it's been relatively active as well. Now let's go into the pound US dollar, because remember that was also a market that we were looking at. And we actually just entered, because if you remember again last night, we were somewhere around, we placed the trades right around this time frame. We had the long at 147.02. It went most of the night really sideways and choppy. Never triggered the short down here. Didn't trigger the long until not that long ago. We triggered the long right here. So right now we are long. Now so far I have not hit my profit target, right, at 148 or 1.4803 basically. We're just about up a little bit right now. I've got my stop, running down below. Not the straightest line, but anyway, the stop is down here somewhere. And that's set. There's nothing else for me to do. So I don't have to watch this. I don't have to do anything else. Let it go the rest of the day. I'll probably check it at end of day because it is Friday afternoon, so I might see if it's hit target. It's possible it stops out. We really don't know, but this is not day trading. I don't need to worry about it now. I mean, I take one look at it in the morning and I'm done as far as I'm concerned. So nothing else for me to do on the pound US dollar.